I grew up in Santiago de Cuba until I was 5 years old. I remember just snippets of life there. And then the Cuban Revolution began. There were bombs going off, and I remember being told, we're leaving, pack up quickly. Don't worry about bringing your teddy bears. I'll be here when you get back in a couple of months. When I returned to Cuba after 40-some years of not having been there, all of a sudden being there was fascinating to me. What was really impressive was seeing these vast amounts of architecture completely rooted in styles that I knew of from the United States or from Europe, but interpreted in Cuban ways. I'd never seen anything like that before. And because of my work as an architect, that really got me fantasizing and wanting to understand what life was like inside those houses. And I come back with hundreds, if not thousands, of photographs. And I think this book grew out of that. Havana is physically beautiful because of its coastal location and having the harbor and having hills. And at the same time, Havana is a repository of 20th century architectural style. I started the book in 1860 because that's when the camera enters the Cuban home. That picture represents the goal that I had in doing the book of giving you an insider's tour of Havana. And then I took the book to 1960, at a time when the building of personal houses was no longer a priority. The book is also about tracing foreign influences on Cuban architecture and Cuban adaptations of those influences. So the book starts out in the walled precinct in Old Havana, where the Palace of the Captains General is a representative house of the colonial period. Here's this great opportunity to see the official taste of the Spanish Empire, then given a Cuban spin, whether it's wicker rocking chairs or an upright piano. The book reflects the trajectory from east to west, as the elite is always in search of more space. So then the book moves into Vedado, which is a planned community, and one that is representative of the sugar boom, when architects were building houses that really had personality. What I think was intriguing were the stories of the people that had built those houses. So you had the palace of the Countess of Revilla de Camargo, who was just a larger-than-life personality. She created wonderful settings for entertaining all kinds of early jet-set characters that started coming to Cuba, and under her tutelage, people were introduced to Havana. Part of the creation of this book was detective work. It's just the opposite of what I do as an architect. In this case, I was looking at spaces that already existed and figuring out how a family would use them. As you keep moving towards the west, there's this great house in Miramar built by Rita Longa. She created the most popular sculptures in Havana. When I saw the rather modest exterior of the house, I really was not ready for what I saw when I walked in, which was this amazing space with a mural that she painted of tropical landscape, which was a way of bringing the outdoors inside. And then she very cleverly installed a wooden grid above the painting, which ties into the grid of this built-in bookcase. There's nothing like that house anywhere in Havana, and it's an insight into an artist's mind. We all have preconceptions of what Cuba is about. In my case, I was surprised by what I encountered there. The scale of the city and the sophistication of the city are stunning. I think that the builders of these houses were really trying to achieve excellence, and I think in many cases they really created something unique.